Hello all, I'm Dr. Divya, working as Assistant Manager in Apollo Hospitals in Supply Chain Department. Today I'm here to talk about organization structures in hospital. So, what are the objectives that I'm going to speak today? Organizing and its concepts. Organizing in hospitals, organizing process and organization structure, its types. So, what is organizing? Organizing is a management function that follows or after planning. It involves the assignment of the tasks, the grouping of the tasks into different departments, the assignment of authority and adequate responsibilities, allocates of resources across the organization to achieve common goals. So it involves deciding the ways and the means with which the plans can be implemented. It synchronizes human and financial resources. So, as I said, organization comes or organizing in our hospital comes after planning. Once we are done with the planning, the next part is implementing it through organizing. It is like involving the different persons in different assignments or different tasks, allocating different responsibilities and authorities to monitor the allocated tasks to the different teams and different groups. So, what is the exact definition of organizing? Organizing is a process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibilities and authority, and establishing the relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing the objectives. So, organizing in hospital. What does organizing in hospital involves? Mandatory during the patient care services and administrative process, be it hospital or elsewhere. Organization or organizing is very important for what? To take the plan of action or to execute the planning in a proper or a systemic way. So, to achieve the proper planning to execute the planning accurately, we need organizing of different tasks to different persons, different departments at different times and different places. So, this what happens to this? We can utilize the maximum resources, maximum human resources, HR, or we can use the maximum financial resources or other resources to the max. Now, with organizing, it becomes easy for a manager to evaluate, to overall look over the tasks in easy way. So, can help the hospital staff and understand their day-to-day duties and also responsibilities. Now, the organizing in hospitals can also facilitate decision making, especially in the critical patient care areas. So, with proper organizing, it will be easy to take critical decisions or important decisions easily. Now, aligning the right work to right space and right material, support to the right hospital staff with necessary authority and responsibility. So, organizing in hospital entails. Now, as I mentioned, what does organizing in hospital entails with? So, defining jobs and working relationships, it defines clear job to a clear individual. Working relationships, it defines the working relationships or internal relationships with the other departments or the necessity to organize internal relationships or working relationships with internal departments. It is very essential. Now, assigning different tasks to associated with the plans. So, assigning different people to different tasks aligned with the work is also very important. Now, if you suppose if you involve everyone to every work, it will be very clumsy. So, if you assign a specific work to a specific team, for example, HR to HR team, recruiting or selecting staff, recruiting, appointments, everything to HR. They take care of HR, assigning the recruiting process to HR, financing like budgeting, planning, everything that goes to financial staff. Now, budgeting or finance department. Now, operations, day-to-day operations, day-to-day functions of the OP, IP, it involves operational team. Now, like this, assigning specific work to a specific department and responsibilities and authority to a specific department or a specific team, it is very important, and this is called organizing after planning to execute it. Okay, designing a structure which distinguishes duties, responsibilities and authorities. Now we are talking about organizing. Well, but what does this organizing need? It needs structure. Without a structure, organizing goes nowhere. So, to form a structure, we need a organizing structure in hospital, that is designing a structure which distinguishes duties, responsibilities and authorities. What are the duties to be done, what are the authorities, what are the responsibilities to be given, who have to take the authority of this, who have to be accountable for this all comes under the organizing structure. Now scheduling activities in order to maintain smoothness or effectiveness in operations, which is also very essential. So scheduling activities also is also involves in organizing. Now process, what are the processes that involve in organizing? Identification of the first and the foremost. To organize anything, what do? We just identify the activities, what are the activities to be done, so that we can organize them in a systemic way. Now departmentally we organizing the activities departmentally is done, classifying the authority, who is authorized for this, implementing this plan or this activity or this action in certain department or particular space of the hospital. Now ensuring coordination between the teams and the responsibilities and authorities. Ensuring coordination between authority and responsibility, it is also very important. Now importance of organizing: clear roles and responsibilities, so that there will be no miscommunication, no improper communications and conflicts. Now effective communication also improves with organizing. So if you organize any tasks or any plan to be implemented, it becomes easy to communicate, because we will be predetermined to what to do and whom to make it do, or who have to do it, where they have to do it. So once the organizing is done, it will be easy to communicate and allocate the works or responsibilities. Now efficient resource allocation. Now once when we are decided with organizing what to do, with whom we have to do, where to do, when to do, it becomes easy to allocate the resources to the specific teams and the departments. Now patient-centric care and compliance with regulations, we have to improve. We can take over, we can look over the compliances and regularize them to improve wherever the necessary is there. Now improvement in hospital quality. Through proper organization, we can improve the quality, like quality indicators, infection control, everything with proper organizing and communication with specific teams. Once we have organized, once we have decided a plan, once we have allocated the tasks, then we can evaluate, we can follow up, we can give set of actions to the teams, we can give responsibilities. Through that, we can evaluate once in a while, the manager can, or the top management can evaluate once in a while and see where they are facing the challenges, what can be done, what not to be done, and then we can make improvisations also, through which we can evaluate and we can improve the actions that are done and that have to be done. Now organization structure. To follow this in a systemic way, we need a structure of organizing, okay, also known as hierarchy. Once we speak about, or we come into the topic organizing in a organization structure or organogram. So what is this actually? Now also known as hierarchy or organogram of an organization. It determines the flow of information that has to be passed, or the various levels or the divisions it has to go through, or the various levels that involves in making it happen. So of a healthcare, that is called organogram. For example, it describes how a specific healthcare operations are handled. Who is the top prior responsible person, who is the mid-level responsible person, and who is the person who is going to execute it, who is going to monitor it, who is responsible and who is reporting whom. Definition. An organizational structure defines how activities such as task allocation, coordination, supervision are directed to achievement of organizational aims. It is defined as a system that outlines how certain tasks are directed in order to achieve the goals of an organization. Those tasks can include rules, regularizations or regulations, roles and responsibilities. Now organization structure. A hospital's organizational structure is crucial as it defines roles, responsibilities and communications channels within the facility. Now, you take a hospital, you have different, it is also known as a complex organizations, because one hospital sector comes under one of the complex organizations, because here multiple professional skills, multiple professionals are involved, multiple skilled persons are involved. They all have to work as a single team to achieve a single goal. So this involves so much of teamwork, so much of communication, which are having higher chances of miscommunications, overlapping of power, other things which causes the changes or causes a hardship for the lower level management, or to follow or execute the plans or the objectives set by the organization. So a hospital organization structure is crucial as it defines roles, responsibilities and communications channels within the facility, ensuring efficient patient care delivery by facilitating lines and streamlined workflows across different departments. So ultimately aiming to provide the right care to the right patient at right time. Now overall the goal is to provide right care to the right patient at right time. Now a well-structured hospital enables effective management of medical staff, administrative staff and patient care operations, optimizing resources, utilization and quality of services delivery. So organization structure. Let's get into the organization structure. Line structures, line and staff structures, functional structures, divisional structures and SBU structures, matrix structures. Before I explain in deep about what are all these above structures are, let's note these are the different types of structures that are followed in hospitals for organizing. What are they? Line structures, line and staff structures, next functional structures, divisional structures, SBU, that is SBU structures and matrix structures. So what are SBUs? SBUs are strategical business units. So line structure, oldest and the simplest method of administration or administrative organization. So a line structure in hospital refers to a simple traditional organizational structure, okay, where authority flows in a direct vertical line. A line structure in hospital refers to a simple traditional organizational structure where authority flows in a direct vertical line from top to bottom. So communication is direct and decision making is centralized. For example, a hospital which follows line structure will be having a single person who takes the entire decision, which involves no other opinions, or the person may not involve other opinions, may not take the help of other opinions or other staff opinions, other stakeholders opinions. It will be simply like a dictatorship. So a hospital is completely run by the decisions of a single person or a chairperson who established. This is commonly seen in small nursing homes or a single specialty hospitals run by a specialist. So where the doctor is the sole person who takes all the decisions. Based on his decisions, the functioning of the hospitals happen, like chief managing director, who he sets a plan or he sets an objectives. He decides the things which are known or which are discussed or which are given orders to the manager. Now the manager follows them and also allocates the specific works to the different staffs involved in the hospital. A manager will be there to take the orders from the doctor, and he will give the assigned works to the specific staff there in the nursing home. This is how a line structure works. Okay, in corporate hospitals or other hospitals, there may be few other positions like CEO, medical superintendent, departmental head, senior consultants, junior consultants, technicians or ward nurses, but the decision comes completely from the managing or the directing person. Okay, now this decisions which are made completely by a sole person are passed over, so in a systemic or in a vertical way, to the lower management. So this is how a line structure works. Now what is line and staff structure? So in this line and staff structure model, it combines the line structure, direct chain of command, with the staff structure, specialized advisory and supported roles. So specialized and supportive activities are attached to the line of command by appointing staff supervisors and staff specialists. It is used to balance authority, responsibility and specialization. Now, to brief about this line and staff structure, first of all, even here in the line in the line structure, the person will be taking a single or a sole responsible person will be taking the decisions, and the orders are passed on vertically to the lower management. In line and staff structure, this is what happens, but with a little change that the decisions are taken at the directed chain, or the command will be coming from the direct chain, with the staff structure specialized advisory support roles. That is, some specialized like CFO, CMO or COO will be there, and the commands will be coming from the director to the specialized persons to take the plan of action forward. Okay. It is used to balance the authority. So, individual like CMDs, BODs like board of directors, which comes again, which may involve the commands from the director to the CEO, from the CEO to the board of directors. The board of directors may give it to the different departments like IT, finance, HR, marketing, clinical. But at the end, the final decision or the main decision is taken from the chairperson only. But that is passed on to the other departments through the board of directors. That is, the filtration will be done, or the passage of the command will be vertically, but it involves the staff structure also. Okay, now the functional structure. What is functional structure? A functional structure in hospital is an organizational design in which the hospital is divided into specialized departments or units, each focusing on a specific function. It follows the principles of specialization, where staff with similar skills and expertise are grouped together to perform tasks efficiently. Functional structure. So, what did you understand by functional structure? The functional structure involves different specialized persons. Okay, the functional structure in hospital is an organizational design in which the hospital is divided into specialized. Suppose now there are different a single hospital which has multi-speciality of things in the services. So, each speciality, each service have a specific specialized skilled head to take care of that. So, they all together work and make it a complex organize to achieve the goals. But individually, each head will be taking a care and authority and responsibilities of the individual department. So, it follows the principles of specialization, where staff are similar skills. Suppose if an OT department, orthopedics department is there, it is completely headed by orthopedics head, but even the staff who are working for the orthopedic departments are all recruited based on the skills that they have in the same department. So, all the work from the staff to managers to everyone are specialized in the specific. This includes the specialization of individual departments. So, this is called functional structure. Now, the functional structure involves all this finance, HR, operation, legal, marketing, all these departments, but individual and specialized skills person are given the authority and responsibility to take care of individual divisions. Now, divisional structure. What is divisional structure? Suppose we have a hospital or a specific hospital, but it is having many branches, be it in the same city or different city. That is called divisional structures. So, the chairperson or the top management will be same, but at operational or functional level, there will be different heads to take care of the different branches or the different divisions, but the top management will be same for all the divisions. So, a divisional structure in hospital is an organizational design where the hospital is divided into semi-autonomous units, that is, as I mentioned, branches or divisions, and each division functions like a separate entity with its own resources, staff and management. So, this structure allows for focused management and specialized care within each division, while still aligned with the overall goals of the hospital. For example, Apollo hospitals, they have multiple divisions at multiple places and multiple states. So, but the top goals of the hospital aligns with all the divisions. All the branches follows the end goals of the hospital, but they have their own entitled sources, staffing and administrative at their individual level. So this is called divisional structure, and this can be seen as the managerial, the chairperson, board of directors, followed by CEO, legal team, HR team. Till here it can be same for all the branches or all the divisions. From there the segregation happens. For different branches they will have different finance team, different operations team, different marketing teams, and different HR team, operations team and all, but they will have the common, all its divisions will have, or they have to report to a common hierarchy, that is board of directors, group COOs and chairperson, presidents, vice presidents and board of directors. So this structure is called divisional structure. To a level it is followed by the hierarchy. All the branches or all the divisions will have the same hierarchy. All the branches, all the divisions will follow the aligned goals of the organization, end goals of the organization, but they will be monitoring or they will be running or doing their administration or to a specific their branch or to their independent branch. Now SBU structure, this is again the stands for strategic business units. So when we speak about bigger chains like bigger hospitals like Apollo, Yashoda or Glen Eagles, kind of bigger hospitals, what they do, they have all the products or all the services that they are providing comes under one mother company or one mother unit, but they will be having their own individual units for have other external competitors. They will be growing as an individual entitled units, having external competitors. Like all the healthcare educational institutes come under one unit, like strategic business unit. For them the outside competitors may be other MBA schools or MBA hospitals or other things. Now pharmacy is a different subunit which have other pharmacy units has a competitor, outside external pharmacy units has a competitor. Now coming like that, main hospitals, material, every other these individual departments work as strategic business units. So each individual unit or each individual department is considered as strategic business unit, competing with the market, competing with the other other hospitals or other units, external units, and they grow individually, has their own individual department or business units. So an SBU structure in hospital refers to dividing the hospital into relatively independent units, each responsible for a specific set of services or specialities. Each SBU operates like a mini organization. So it will be within the limits of the mother organization, but it will be acting as a mini organization with its own goals, responsibilities, which are again aligned with the end goals of the organization. So the hospital with its own goals, resources and management, but aligned with the overall mission and strategy of the hospital. Now SBU structure. So SBU structure comes with chair or managing director, CEOs, now board of directors, COOs, legal, HR, again individual substructures like SBU structures, like division. These individual substructures or SBU structures involve divisions. Again, suppose now we have taken a consigned hospital organization like Apollo or other hospitals. They have their own SBUs like educational institutions, pharmacy, and then hospital services, and other daycare or sugar clinics, all these other entitled differently strategically business units, different entitled units or mini organizations within them. So they will again have their own different resources or structures like finance, IT, marketing. They will have their own all these departments which are again responsible, and they all has to be reporting to the top hierarchy or the common groups or common departments like CEO, HR, legal. At this SBU structures, the legal and the HR will be at the top level, or the finance will be at the top level, common for all the divisions, common for all the individual structures or the business units, but they will also have their own teams which will again work aligned. They will be aligned and working together with the main structures or the main departments of the organization. So this is how the SBU structure is defined. Now coming to the very important or different from the other common typical structures, that is matrix structure, which is commonly seen these days in major of the hospitals, bigger hospitals. The major matrix structure in hospitals is an organization model where employees report both to the functional manager like department head and a project manager. Now you may have doubt, so what is a project manager doing in a hospital or structure? So the structure promotes collaboration. Many of the hospitals may work with the government projects like Ayushman Bharat, Jeevan project, and then Arogya Shri, which is at state level. So here the employee or the staff has to submit the case sheets to the manager of the the case sheets of the patients to the manager, at the same time to the project manager of the government. So here they have to report to two persons who are responsible for the project. These hospitals also work on their goals also with the projects that have undertaken for government or other NGOs or other organizations. So the structure promotes collaboration, flexibility and efficient information flow, particularly in complex healthcare settings. However, it can also lead to ambiguity, power struggles and also potential conflicts due to dual reporting. Matrix structures. So here the employee has, as I mentioned, or the staff has to report both to the organizational head but also the project head. Now, what are the other things that are involved in this matrix structure? So when a hospital is undertaking NGO works or any other disease awareness programs that is conducting, so statewide or central wide involved projects like, as I mentioned, Ayushman Bharat or Arogya Shri or all this awareness about blood donation, all these things. So there will be a specified manager or a project manager who is assigned from the government and all the other organizations and with which the hospital is collaborating. So this staff have to report both to the organizational heads as well as the project manager heads. Now, what are the disadvantages in this matrix structures? The confusion will be there in the staff to follows whose order. If proper communication is not there, if proper coordination is not there, the staff may the power conflicts may arise and improper communication may occur, and then the staff may feel overburdened, and also the proper planning organization may lag because of the dual authorities. So all these things we have to take care, that has to be taken care at top level before assigning the staff. So these are the things that we have discussed in organizing structure. These are the things that we what are the things that to be mainly concentrated in organizing structure is how to organize, allocate works, how to provide proper organizing structure to the staff with proper communication, with proper clarity, and how to evaluate different staff for different projects, different works, to organize them in a specific work, in a specific area.